Okay, today what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to create a CLI, right? Alright, so if you go into, let's go into the documentation right here, right? There is a CLI package right here, so this will help you right here. And this is basically what we're going to use, but we're going to play with a couple other different ways. Alright, and then if you go over to the, so we go over to the vlang GitHub v, and we go into the examples. There's also a nice example of a CLI right here. Okay, so let's get into it. First thing you want to do is import OS. You're gonna need OS. Okay, now make our main function. Now what we can do is all we need is to I'll just print this out. So print line os.args str. Okay, so this will print out all the command line arguments, right? So let's say v run, what is this, CLI video, and then we'll say hey you too. Okay, oh, I gotta move that out of there too. Alright, so let's put out save. I've been having problems with this keyboard, so it's almost time for me to get a new computer, right? So it's going to give you it's going to print out an array of you know, all your command line arguments right here, right? So you can just easily let's say so what we could do here is, right, is let's say we wanted to make like a create command, right? We can clear this out. We could put in here, so we'll put arg and then os.args, and we could do something. These are just regular arrays, so I can put contains, okay, and then we can put create. So if arg, then we can put create the app. Okay, so we just do this regular, it's not going to print out anything, right? But if we put create in there, create the app. Okay, so we can just manipulate it that way, and you know, we can also do like we can do like flags as well in the same way. All right, we can even do something like this: os.args that contains -c, so that'll be -c for create, and this is an or statement, so it'll do if either one of these is there, it'll print out this right here, right? So let's go ahead and then we'll put -c here, okay, and create the app, right? And if we take everything away, we don't get anything, right? All right, so now let's just delete this stuff right here. So here we go. All right, so what we got to do is we got to import from CLI. We'll import command, see, damn keyboard, command and flag. All right, I'm not going to use flag yet, but let's go ahead. Okay. All right, so CMD. First, we're going to make this mutable because we're going to have to add things onto this, right? Then you put a command. You initialize the command struct. Come on, All right, well, it'll give me type hints, or not type hints, but whatever. All right, so then we'll put in a name for the command. Come on, man. And we'll call this create app. Okay. Then you give it a description, and this is going to create. We're just going to make a mock app so you can see how this is done, right? So create a React Vue or Svelte app. Okay. And then we'll use put in the usage, and we'll say it's create app dash we'll put type and then name. All right, we have to put this in parentheses as well. All right, and so we do this command dot setup, and then command dot parse. And then we do os.args in here. All right. I should change this to create app. Yeah, let's change this to create app. Okay, so we'll call that create app.v. Okay. Let me open my terminal. Okay. So now we're going to do v run create app or create app.v. Okay, it gives us all this useful information. It shows you, if you look down here, usually the commands, the flags, you got the help flag, you know, this is all built in. This is all you get for just putting these few lines of code in here, right? All right, so let's go ahead and we'll create another command. See, this will be basically a sub command right here. So we'll make this one mutable as well, and this one will be called new. Okay, and then we'll call this command. We'll do the same thing. I should have just copied that, but I don't know, maybe I feel like typing today. So it's new here, and then description, and we'll put creates a new app of React Vue or Svelte. These are web frameworks for people that don't know. And then we'll put the usage in here, and it'll be create app. It'll be new, and then app type. So we'll put type, and then we'll put the name here of the new app, right? Okay, and then you put in here, it's required arguments, right? And it's going to have one required argument, which is going to end up being the type of app, right? So let's see what happens when we run this. Then we'll put new. Okay, it looks like unused variable. Okay, this is what I forgot to do, right? So you got to come down here, command, and then you add a command, right? A little blooper for you. And you can see it tells you you need at least one argument, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to create these three commands right here, right? So and what we'll do is we will add this, because what you can do is we can either add these all manually by adding these to the new command like this. We can put new and then add command react. Okay, and now the react command will work. Let me just demo that right there, right? Okay, so run new react. Okay, what do we got? Unused variables failed. So, okay, well, let me just do all three of them so we don't get this error. Okay, so nothing happens there, right? Okay, so what you have to do in here is you have to execute. So this is the function that's going to execute. Function, and it's going to be anonymous function, and we're going to put CMD, and this is going to be of type command. So you can take that. You can manipulate the arguments that are, or work on the flags that come in, right? All right. So we'll put print line react app created. Okay, this is just a mock-up so you guys can see what we got going on here. All right, this is kind of redundant, but I think I need to put in commands here. Okay, and then we'll put react svelte and view. Okay, I think that's why that didn't work. Okay. Let me take that out and see if that works. I want to try this too. Kind of winging this here now. Thinking possibly this has to be added before. And then maybe that's what the issue is. Yep, needs one argument, right? So it'll be my app. Okay, so React app created right now, right? Yeah, I just had to make that before, but that's the other way you can do it. You can put the commands inside of here, right? So once we add the React command, in here, it prints out this function, or it executes this function right here, right? All right, so how do we I couldn't figure out a straightforward way to do this where I can get the name, this my app, into this string right here. So I kind of did like a hack around. This might be the way it needs to be done, right? So what I did was I put name equals, it's basically you're parsing the command line manually, but you're gonna do os.args.index, right? Because it's give you like the index number of React, right? And then we're gonna make that +1. and we're going to put this on here. So I think we can wrap this in an if. So that it catches any error, just in case somebody doesn't put the and then we'll add his name. Okay. Alright, so let's see if that works. The name React already exists. Right, okay, I gotta take this out. So you can't put it in both places. Okay. React app created. Must have did something wrong here. Oh, spelled React wrong. So basically, I had to put out a 0. So yeah. So what it's going to do, what that basically does, is it's going to look for. It's going to look for the this last name. So it's going to go through the array argument, through the arguments, the command line arguments, right, until it finds React, right, and then it's going to give back this position. This index is going to give back this position, and then add 1 to it, so that it'll go to that, right. So there we go. All right. So now we're gonna fill in. So we'll create app for view. All right, and we're going to execute a function called create app view, and then we'll make a function called create app svelte. Okay, and we go down here, create app view, and then we'll put create app. All right, so you can do it like that too. You can either do it inline like this, or you can do it like that. I think I gotta put that question mark at the end. It's gonna come back and bite me. Okay, so let's go and do svelte my app. See, so app created. Then we'll do view my app. Okay, and then view app created. So it's sending these functions right here, or it's executing these functions right here, right? So we also have flags here as well, right? And here's how we make a flag. So we'll call this. We'll do it for this command view, and we'll make it called routing, right? So it'll include routing. Okay, and we'll make it a flag. And there's a problem with flags. There's a problem with flags, so I'll show you how we get around that, right? And then we'll put name. And it's going to be routing, and then abbreviation, and that's going to be -r, and then we're going to put this flag is for the flag type, and it's going to be a Boolean. It's going to be a Boolean because if it doesn't exist, it's going to we're going to execute this. It's going to execute this. It's going to return. If it doesn't exist, it's going to return true or false. You know. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a little bit crazy to explain. All right. And this routing we're going to put inside of this create view app, because we're going to use this as view, right? So we'll put the view command view, and that'll be add flag. And this flag will be, it's called routing. Okay. So now when we go down here, when we create this view app, we can do an if routing is equal to cmd flags that get bool, and it's going to be routing. Okay, and just in case that returns an error, and then we'll put routing print line routing package added, and then it's not going to execute this. So I don't think it's going to. Let me try this. All right, so we have the flag in there, so we'll create that view. All right, I had to move this view up, right? Okay, and all right, so we take the command that comes in, or the command object that comes in, gets the flags and get the Boolean routing, and we catch any errors, and if there's no errors, it will print this out, and then it'll print this out too, right? But see, there's a problem with this, and then I'll show you how I would go about solving this, right? Now, so if we put my app in here, it'll just say view app created, and if we put -r, nothing, right? You have to put this, it has to be in a certain position, it has to be in a position to, it has to be before this, right? For it to print it out. But the way we're taking the name, we would have to it would only give you this, it would return this R, right? In the way we're taking it in the React command, like we're taking the next index after, like we take the next index after the command, it would give you this R. So what I would do to fix this is basically do this same, what situation is that, where we're at? Kind of like I showed you in the other one. All right, so we can take this out. All right, and what we'll do is we'll say if os.args contains, we'll say -r for routing, then we'll print line routing added. All right, so this way, if it comes before, it'll come, and if we put it after, it'll come. And we can always do the OR statement to make the long routing. Put routing here. Now this is as far as I'm gonna go, but you can go through the you can manually, and you may have to, depending on how difficult or how complex your CLI is going to be, and manually go through the command line arguments. But this will be it for today, and thank you for your time and attention.